eyes pronounce your warning. Dances with the devil. Your power isn't special. We don't fit on your canvas. We burn it all to ashes now. 'Cause we are the outlaws.
Right guys, wind tunnel day. We're on our way down to Silverstone Sports Engineering Hub. Currently stopped off at Motorway Services at Costa, getting a bad coffee and some food in before we go and do a bit of testing. Wind tunnel's booked for 2 o'clock. It's 12:05 at the moment and we're about an hour away, which if you know me, you'll know from what I've just said there, that it's unheard of that I'm actually early. But at the moment, as things are going, I'm looking to be there 45 minutes before we've got it booked. So yeah, things can change. You know, I'm a changed man now. Fatherhood has changed me. I'm on time and going to make the most of it. Also, the worrying thing to think about with the wind tunnel is that every minute you're late, you're basically throwing £6-7 down the drain. So when you know that you're losing £6-7 a minute, you really don't want to take any longer than what you have to. So looking forward to it. We're going to test quite a few things out. Main things are suits, race suits. We'll test the one what I was using last year, which is the DHB one. We'll use that as a baseline, and then we'll test the new ones with purpose against that one, and that will give us an indication of where the suit's at. We know how the DHB one compares to the other brands because we did quite a lot of testing before. Last year when I was working with DHB, we were working with to get the fastest suit, so we'd done a lot of testing with all the big players and we knew what their benchmarks were. So that's one thing. Second thing will be positional changes. Obviously we want to try and find a few watts there if we can, so we'll try a few different things, well, as many different things as we can really in the time, trying to go longer, lower, higher, see what seems to work. Generally in the past, longer and lower has worked for me, but it's all about trying to ride in that position. And people say in the winter you don't really get an idea, but you can get an idea because you can set the resistance to what the bike's on. So we can set the bike to however many watts we want it to simulate, and then when you're pedaling on the stationary platform, you're actually putting in some power. And contrary to what some people think as well, they reckon the wind tunnel will only test straight line air, which isn't true. You test at a range of yaw angles, so the platform moves slight degrees, 5 degrees, 10 degrees, however much you want, and do it both sides. So you test crosswinds and you test straight on. So we'll test that in different yaw angles, probably 55 k's an hour, 50-55, because obviously you've got to take into account the contact speed of the air, not just the speed you're going. You know, I could be going 50 k's an hour, but it could be into a 5 km an hour headwind. That's a 55 k an hour contact speed. So you have to take into account the contact speed of the air, not the actual speed you're going. Like if you're going 50 k's an hour into a 20 k an hour tailwind, that's not a 50 k an hour contact speed. So that's another thing to think about. And then finally, helmets. I've got 2 helmets at the moment. I've got the Cask, which has been the best for me. Every time I've been, I've not found a helmet that's been better on me. And then we've got the Specialised one, which is a new kid on the block. Seems like people have tested quite well in it in the past. Specialised 71 to try, so we'll test it, see how it comes out, and fingers crossed it will come out better than the Cask, because I want to try and find some extra watts from wherever I can. So that would be a nice bonus if it is. So that's the plan. See you there.
How's your training been going?
Yeah, it's been going really well. Like I got quite a few illnesses before Christmas. Like I'd get an illness and I'd get like 2 or 3 weeks, and then something else happened. But then since I'd say mid-December, it's been going really well, like really consistent, and it's like started to really pick up. It was going well before. I got ill a couple of times, but then it was like you make some gains in 3 weeks, and then you set back a bit for like 4 or 5 days, and it was a bit like that, you know, a bit stop-start kind of thing. But now it seems like it's going really well.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm on World Championship number. Last time I used the hat.
Was it?
Yeah, it must be. I wouldn't have gone out training with that on.
You had some resistance on the last time you were on, didn't you?
Yeah.
The resistance.
Yeah, it went much. It was like 200 watts or something like that. 180, 200 watts. This is the one with the DHB one where it's got the bit in the back as well that we tested. So it'll be interesting to see how this compares.
Do you put water on that to cool down? Just
You could do it if you wanted to. Yeah, we put like some cooling stuff around the sponge. So then it would like cool. So then it like keeps you cooler for longer.
Xylitol or something like that.
I don't know what the material was called.
Oh, it's material, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just whenever you think that's press the high arms.
Because, yeah, before we start swapping handlebars and trying positions and then going back to, oh, let's try the bottom thing, it's there, isn't it?
There's no point in putting this thing on, is there? Because you're never going to use that in a triathlon, are you?
I wouldn't.
So if you're not
I
going
don't
to
even
use
know how it works, but
You'd
it's
need
actually
to
connected
rather.
fully, is it? Aye.
Yeah, but it's just pointless, isn't it? Because if you're not going to use it in the triathlon, what's the point? What's the point? You know,
there's no point, aye.
like you spend 20 seconds putting your flipping helmet on.
in that in some races.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So all the races that I'm doing are hot, so it's just pointless. So
It always looks. It always looks hot, like, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Looks like they're
If I'm doing the local 10-mile TT, I'll use it. But
Is that a new one?
yeah,
Have you tried it yet? No.
first time.
Really?
More aero as well. Like when I was trying to look up, whereas with the cask, it's like you have to you want to focus on keeping your head down. So I'll definitely go for this one, I reckon, because looking way further ahead into the where you want to be looking, it makes it into a better position, I think, from the shape of it at the back.
We're on the stop because you got the pictures up on there. You were sort of back slightly
But it's
further.
hard to hold it on the. Just check what size that one is, will you?
Doesn't have a tag in.
We'll do this
Oh,
is
yeah,
large.
this size. This one's extra large.
Yeah, I think the large one is what. Do that once we get the position dialed in, and then find out. There's no point doing that and then messing around with the position and then going back to that because we're just adding an extra run in.
Alright.
I'll have a quick look and see if I can
We'll see if we can find that. I think it's better to go for the large one because they said that they act like a ferret.
Aye, probably would be if it's as long as it's not like absolutely rocking around on your head.
Should I have a look and see what it looks like on there when I'm sat on the bike? And
Give it a look.
if all goes well, we might be upsetting people with this. Like you can't mince about, can you? Like if you're wearing this.
That is actually like proper Darth Vader.
And put your other helmet back on and see how it.
Stick some different.
Are you going to put that helmet back on?
Yeah.
That suit, because we know at the minute, that suit, that helmet, with your doors
Yeah.
is your fastest, bro.
And we just keep going trying to get faster and faster.
Bolt-wise, we might have to change the bolts and things because we're at a cut some down with a countersunk.
£6 a minute.
We're going to have a go.
Just
Do you want me to start taking it off the bakery or is it all wired up?
Well, it's wide up, which is the arse, isn't it?
Wire in anyway, are we?
No, we've got our wide out.
Right, what are we doing now, Joe?
Swapping different base bar over because it seems like on that one, because it hasn't got the back bit, I'm holding my arm a bit further back, and that is making the angle to here as well feel a bit weird for my hand. Whereas with this one, when you're in a race as well, you can't go any further back, so it locks you into the more aero position, or what we think might be, and a more comfortable position for my hand. So instead of like going longer, we'll just put this one on there, and it will mean that I'm naturally holding my elbows in a slightly longer position, just because of the way this is stopping me. Like they've been observing it on the camera in there, and they can see that I'm riding my elbows quite a bit further back, whereas this one doesn't allow you to do that.
You seen your new bike yet? Longer by moving your saddle back.
Yeah, do we want to do that then?
It's up to you if it's realistic. If you think you're going to hold it too hard longer or...
I think doing both could be quite tricky in that with that position.
Right, well, if you want to go one or the other, if you went lower, you just have to take spaces out.
It's just
If you want to go longer, you have to put your saddle back. But then if you would have to raise your spaces. So
I reckon
lower or
go lower.
Right.
So we're going to put that back on what, lower or in the same
Slightly
place?
lower.
But that's the only bar that those things would fit on. You
Yeah.
know what I mean, because you can change the pattern.
How was that one?
Slower on that bike.
Was it?
Yeah.
By much?
0.3% probably repeatable, to be honest.
3%?
Like 0.3.
0.3, alright.
It's like hardly anything.
So what's that, like 1 or 2 watts, something like that?
Not even that really.
Alright, so roughly the same, not much difference.
Yeah, pretty repeatable from where you were minus the 10.
Alright. What do you reckon,
I
Harry?
don't know. Well, do you want to change the... So if anything, it's slower, but it's not faster, is it?
Yeah.
It's like there's nothing. So you'd prefer to ride higher than would
Yeah, you would,
back.
yeah.
So maybe put that back on, and then do you want to do another quick run back at the base just to make sure that we're,
Yeah,
you know, so and then swap over the thingies?
yeah, alright.
Because then you're getting a quick direct comparison.
Yeah, alright, we'll do that.
Just in case, like, over time,
Something's changed.
something very slight change in that.
Yeah.
This is the fastest running game. This is the original fastest run, so...
Yeah, we'll try the bottle thing over here, over the arms again. We'll come.
From run 1.
So we're going to go from the previous runs, and that's going to be the thing, because that's going to be slower than the last one, isn't it? But,
Yeah, I think it's just like until.
How was that one?
just trying to, it's slower than the original first run with that.
Was it?
Your head was like, was a little bit, the gap was like a bit bigger, your head was like away from your body a little bit more. Just a fraction, but it's...
It started to tilt, which is where it was slow.
I don't know what's the head been like in the previous runs. Well, effectively the next fastest run would be... See how it makes different there. That's the original race.
How did that one compare then?
Well, it was slower, but I just don't know if it's just like the head position.
Slower than the one before?
than the previous identical run, if you like.
Alright, but how
But
did it,
also slower
than the 1 centimetre one?
than the centimetre lower.
How much slower would it have been than that one?
Hold on a sec, we'll just comparing photos.
Which one do you want to reference?
The 1 centimetre lower, so the one just before the one we just
Just
tested.
before that was faster by, that there was like average 3.5, like 3.4 watts. That was 3.4 watts across the board, both speeds, and you're over than
Slower than the
the
baseline.
slower than the previous one. With the
Oh,
10
right.
meter.
Yeah, it was one.
How did it compare at faster speeds, like at the 55?
Was more at faster speeds. It seems to be more at faster speeds.
Like 5-6 watts, something like that.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah. Averaging out.
Alright, let's try this side thing on anyway, and then we can always go back and try.
Right. Slower than the centimetre lower.
Was it?
You wouldn't have changed much between them two things in terms of settling down or whatever, settling in the session.
What's it in that one, the bottom there?
Where's that going? It's like a round.
it's in that one,
It's a round nut.
Got this one now.
You got that one?
There it is. Got it. How was that?
What's the news?
Not much. Similar stuff. Just going to try the bottles again, the most controversial bottles in triathlon.
Yeah, you got in some.
Love them or hate them, they test f***ing quick normally. We'll see what they are today. Well, I say normally, I've only tested it once before, so I want to do it again, but we'll see. Like, just for peace of mind, more than anything as well, with how the testing's going today. Just want to see so you know for a fact, is it quick, is it not? And that's the beauty about the wind tunnel really. It just like you tick a box and you can eliminate certain things, what you want to do, and other things you know, yeah, this is what we need to do, like this is a lot quicker. Obviously I wouldn't use them with this side bit here because you can't really get them out, but this was testing this. It would just be, it's not worth the hassle for us to just take this off and put something else on.
Tape would do it, but obviously it's going to put it out.
Be free. Unless you've got anything you can like tape onto there, like any.
Up to 19 watts.
What was that?
Well, it's overall over everything is over 9 watts quicker, but it's up to 19 watts quicker.
Yeah. Love them or hate them.
You're going to have to keep, I'm just saying it's one of the things you don't want to be faster.
Love them or hate them, the hits stay.
Yeah, what we were saying is closing that forearm gap, which is doing good, but
It's just
How far are we going down?
Massive difference. Love them or hate them, the hits stay, that's what we said. They're a game changer, aren't they?
well, we'll get that up over 9, man. That's massive.
Yeah. Minimum 9, wasn't it?
That was the overall, like both speeds or your angles.
Were they better at faster or slower speeds?
I think faster. Faster was where it hit up to 19 watts quicker.
Yeah.
Was the fastest
So
speed.
would that be like high yaw, would it?
Hang on, keep hold on.
High or high. I'll have a better look at it. I'll
Yeah.
examine everything in detail once we think, but it's good that you've got that overall, all the circumstances of experience together.
Right.
In
How
one
much
place.
slower are we going?
I reckon we'll try something a bit more extreme just to see. And what do you reckon? Take that big one up there and just try it.
If you can manage it.
Just to try it. Just to
got
see
some
what the
other
trend is, if
ideas.
anything.
Do that one out.
Yeah, I reckon so. So just to see what the trend is, because then we can at least.
Just try it on there.
In the days, because like looking at all these figures and it's like you're looking at the different U angles and the little pluses and the minuses and you think, oh, is it fast as it's not?
Yeah.
But then now it's just like massive
That's-
light all the way through, you know.
The thing is, you would love to get rid of the bottles, but you just can't. You just can't, can you? Like, people think you want to do it because it looks good. Like, I would get rid of them at a heartbeat, but they just test fast, don't they? That's the problem, isn't it? You might get an influx of sales, Harry. All the triathletes are going to be buying them.
It's a combination of like keeping a bit of flexibility so you can get in and out without being jammed.
Yeah.
Like in terms
And
of
that
this.
needs to go forwards, don't it? That's all the thing.
Yeah, after this one, if we've got a chance, there's a drink bottle in there, I'll just chuck a drink bottle or something down the top.
Like a water bottle, right?
Yeah.
Big water bottle. I do actually. It's really making much difference at zero, but it seems to me like it's going away from zero, it's higher speeds.
How's that one look?
Yeah. Well, you couple at the very low yaw, at the lower speeds, it was like a tiny bit slower, but overall it's about just under 5 watts quicker
Is that it? From the one previous?
than the previous one.
Oh, right, so it's not a massive amount for how much lower you are then, is it?
Right, it's overall over all the things like just under 5 watts faster.
What was the most it gained at one particular point?
At the higher speeds, at the high, like 5 degrees, 15 watts, nearly 16 watts.
Fucking hell.
10 degrees, nearly just under 13 watts, 12.8 watts.
Texas is mega windy.
Is it?
Mega windy, yeah.
I was gonna
So
say,
it probably could be quite a good position for that.
It seems to be like at the higher yaw, doesn't it? That
But then I guess if you're doing a course where it's not that windy and it's a bit more uphills and downhills, you go back to a high position, put more power out for the hills and stuff. But a course where you're just like knocking along on a flat motorway in really windy conditions is probably better then.
I would say if you knew you were going to get high winds at like a...
It's always windy. Every time I go there, it's been gale force winds, like 30 mile an hour winds. Yeah, it's really exposed, completely flat, and the wind just comes like straight off like the Gulf of Mexico. So it's like literally just you going into this huge headwind.
Do you want to try a bottle down or...?
Yeah, I'll try
I
that.
think it's got the clever one.
So like that.
Obviously, that's how you know that huge difference.
That's what?
That's huge
Is it?
difference.
How much was that?
Overall, it's about 8.5 watts, but then
I know.
it was better at zero as well. So when you
It was
go-
better at zero. So this covers the bases from the other one.
Basically, yeah. Well, there it's at the higher speed of 55 at zero, it's like 18 watts.
That was what?
18 watts at zero.
Fucking hell.
At the higher speed.
4 watts at 45. And
But some of the stuff I've already had anyway, like the games. It was just like, so it's not like I've found new games, it was just like some of the stuff, like the bottles on the side, it was just checking, wasn't it? Just to, like, because we'd only done it once really, hadn't we? So. Alright.
So you need to go and power output really and
Yeah.
pros and cons and see what
Yeah.
works.
Alright, nice one. Cheers.